It's an idea that's been in science fiction for decades. Could you take a dying person, freeze them, and then in the future wake them and kill them? It's the promise of cryonics, the process of preserving people at very low temperatures so that can be reviewed in the future. No one is really sure it is ever be possible cryonics as we know today. Scientists work under the assumption that a person isn't truly dead until the information in the brain becomes completely lost. The idea is that if you preserve the mind, you can preserve the person. The body itself can be fixed in the future once we develop the technology for it. But for cryonics to work, there's a lot of problems that we need to solve to successfully cure a person who's being preserved. You have to first cure the effects of being preserved, and then you have to cure what killed them, and then you have to bring them back to life. Sounds easy enough, right? But it's a big thing. First step, preserving people in a way that doesn't do too much damage, is the one where we made the most progress. But even it hasn't been perfected to preserve someone. Cryonics experts bring their temperature down to negative degrees Celsius, usually with liquid nitrogen in a process called vitrification. From vitro, the Latin word for glass, vitrification is used today to preserve human embryos. For people undergoing IVF therapy, and those preserved embryos can be revived and implanted after long as years. It's a lot easier to preserve and then revive 8 cells than an entire human body. There are companies that have the option to just preserve the brain because it's a faster process than preserving the whole body. They figure that someday medicine will get to the point where brain can be attached to something else or even upload to a computer. Just trying to freeze it forms ice crystals which damage blood vessels and dehydrate cells. Experts deal with this by totally replacing the blood with chemical cryopreservative antifreeze agents. Basically, when it freezes, the antifreeze doesn't crystallize. The blood instead forms a glass-like crystal. Even with cryopreservatives, free solids have a nasty habit of fracturing when cooked, which is bad if you want to use them later. Human brain is much more complicated in working order. They might damage structures in the brain. Anyways, we don't really know how much of a person's consciousness is still stored in their brain structure. Once they are dead, there is some evidence supporting the idea that memory sticks around. After cryopreservation in nematode worms that were trained to respond to certain smells, still responded to these smells after they were cryopreserved and revived. That's encouraging, but still worms are a lot simpler than people. Finally, would an upload really be you? That's unanswerable. Whatever our subjective sense of self is, let's assume it arises from the operation of the physical matter of the brain. We can also conclude that such awareness is substrate neutral. If brain can be conscious, the computer program that does everything a brain does should be conscious too. If one is willing to imagine an arbitrarily complex technology, then we can also think about stimulating a brain down to the synaptic or molecular or atomic or quantum level. But what is this replica? It is subjectively you, or is it a new separate me? The idea that you can be conscious in 2 places at the same time defines our intuition. Parasitomony suggests that replication will result in 2 different conscious entities. Stimulation, if it were occur, would result in a new person who is like you but whose consciousness experience you don't have access to. That means any suggestion you can come back to life is simply snake oil. But to be fair, we don't need to start making a big deal out of this. Simply keep working on organ cryopreservation. No one will call crazy, and eventually science will come up with a solution for the whole body. Thank you. I'm Harsh, a first-year medical student of Belarus State Medical University, and this is my chemistry project about cryopreservatives for Mr. Booben.